Hi, everyone. This is about a 10-minute guided meditation using the technique of see, hear, feel. And we're going to narrow our focus range to see in, hear in, and feel in. This is a very useful practice for when we're feeling anxious or worried or overwhelmed by challenging thoughts or emotions. It allows us to disentangle that experience of overwhelm and begin to strengthen our sensory clarity, which allows us to have some perspective or a little bit of balance as we face the difficulties in our everyday life. So, just to prepare, we're going to look at see in, and that is the image space that shows up when we think in a visual mode. So you can actually experience that, for example, right now, if you imagine a red apple, you can actually notice image space. And talk space is the auditory mode of thinking where we hear ourselves telling ourselves stories. It's another form of thinking, and we'll call that hear in. And then lastly, all emotions show up in the body, and we can actually notice those emotions. They usually occur somewhere between the midline in the body, and we'll call that feel. What we'll do is we'll just allow our attention to wander between see, hear, and feel. We'll use the label, see or hear or feel. Wait a couple seconds so we can really notice and focus on what we're experiencing, and then allow the attention to wander wherever it goes next. So let's go ahead and begin by assuming a mindfulness posture, which is just making the body comfortable but alert. And some things that help with that are just to strengthen the spine or lengthen the spine, softening the eyes, relaxing the jaw, and allowing the shoulders maybe to drop slightly and relax. And you can do this practice with your eyes open or closed, whichever is more comfortable for you. And if at any time during this practice you feel overwhelmed or the emotions are too difficult, then feel free to change techniques. So when you're ready, I'd invite you just to bring your attention to what you're thinking and emotionally feeling. And notice where the attention lands and decide if it's see, hear, or feel. Use the label. And then open up to whatever comes next. And notice where your attention goes. Decide if it's see, hear, or feel. You have the option of using the label. Wait a couple seconds. Notice what it is you're experiencing. And then open up to whatever comes next. And if you get distracted, just come back to the technique, noticing see, hear, or feel. We can strengthen our sensory clarity by noticing see in. Just notice where the image shows up, their location. What's the quality of that image? Or hear in, notice the location of where you actually hear your thinking. Is it soft? Is it loud? And then also notice where in the body your bodily emotions are showing up, in the chest, in the face. Notice the location. We're enhancing, strengthening our sensory clarity when we notice those qualities of our experience. And if you notice other things going on in the environment around you, just allow those to go to the background and bring your attention back to see in, hear in, feel in. And notice where your attention is right now. See, hear, or feel in. Noticing image space when that image shows up when you're thinking. See. Noticing talk space when you can hear yourself when you're thinking. Hear. And notice emotions showing up physically in the body. Feel. We'll do about another minute of practice, so just begin again. See, hear, or feel. Okay, great practice. You can open the eyes if they're closed, slowly move the body. Bring your attention back into the room and give yourself a pat on the back for having the courage to actually turn towards your experience, particularly if it was anxiety or worry. When most people in the world are trying to get away from those experiences, with mindfulness, we're just being present. And in doing so, we can change the way we relate to these experiences that often are difficult for people. So good work and keep practicing.